we'll have this discussion.
Discussion? What discussion?
This is a discussion combustion.
Coming to you from Denver, Colorado, this is Discussion Combustion Podcast with your hosts, Kevin Batstone and Arthur Raw.
Yeah, so Antonio, pleasure having you on. I met you 2 weeks ago, was that when I was out there?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
How did you guys meet exactly? I know you said you met a lot of people out there, but how did you and Antonio get hooked up here?
Well, honestly, it was the music. It drew me in, and his voice, he's a singer, and he has an awesome band. And I was at the resort, and I was just walking by, getting all the vibes, and I had to, show you some love and do a little networking. So I'm really happy that we could reconnect and have you on the show tonight.
For real. Trust me, the pleasure is all mine. This is actually my first interview, my first ever interview, live interview.
Hey, there's a first time for everything, and you know what? It's going to be a good time. Hey, it's our first interview out of Jamaica. Well, actually, second, because we did our podcast when you were in Jamaica. So,
Correct.
We're starting to get some good vibes coming out of Jamaica, and we love having musicians on, man. Art and I both do music. We actually were doing a little songwriting last night, in fact. And I always kind of like to ask a lot of musicians the same thing, and that is, how did you get into it? Where'd the passion come from? To write music and create. I'm sure you have a great story.
All right, for real. Well, it's in my bloodline. It's in my bloodline. My grandpa was a singer. My mom was a singer as well. And, it just came naturally. And the writing, it's just a part of me. That's my God-given talent.
You got to chase that when you have it. Now, how long has it been? So it sounds like, it's in your family. So were you singing when you were a little kid, or when did it really start for you?
Well, we grew up in church. Yeah. So, it was detected being a singer ever since I was, growing up in church. And I'm always singing on the streets, wherever I go, I'm always singing. So people always give me a compliment when you're a good singer.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're super excited for that card that you gave me when I was out there. We actually have it posted up here so everyone can take a look and check out some of the new songs that you're coming out with, because it's really great music, beyond just, being in a resort with palm trees, because obviously that's not the norm for me. But I've been taking a lot of the reggae and Jamaican music back, and I've always been a fan. It's always good to listen to.
Yeah, Jamaica is a great place, and our music is good. In fact, reggae music is great, but for me, reggae is evolving, and I want to be evolving with the music, not staying back in the day thing. So the song that I'm promoting right now, Cross the Ocean for Your Love, the beat was made in Cuba. I recorded the song here, sent it to Cuba. They made the beat. They sent it back. I made the original, recording, sent it back, and they finished producing the song. And it's a fusion of, reggaeton, Latin music with, R&B flavor, and then a little bit of Jamaican twist to it. So it's like a song done by 3 persons, but those 3 persons are me, just me. I'm actually the first Jamaican to be doing that. You'll have a Shaggy, a Sean Paul, which has been on the Latin market, but they were collaborating with somebody else. So I'm the first person to be certain after the Latin market, and I'm going solo. Yeah, so
that's very exciting.
That's a big plus for me.
Yeah, huge plus for sure. And so you're on Facebook, YouTube. Are you on a lot of the stream services? A lot of people like to listen to music, on iTunes or Spotify. Where's a good place for folks to get in touch with your music?
Well, the only place it's not up yet is on Audio Mac, and I'm going to be doing that by the end of next week. So it's available everywhere. And
that's awesome.
The song that I'm promoting is Cross the Ocean for Your Love.
And what's some of the promotion that's gone into, kind of putting that song front and center and getting it in front of as many eyes and ears as possible?
I'm currently doing the groundwork in Jamaica. I'm in touch with a few persons that are going to get me promoted in, like in the Spanish Caribbean and in the Latin Americas, and also in Canada and the US. So I'm looking forward to some good things starting next week.
Oh, I bet you some exciting news is about to happen for sure by the sounds of it. So we're happy to be part of the ground up. But it's so interesting too, because once you start like these projects and you find when you're passionate about it that there's always more to do, right? Like once you accomplish that goal, like you're like, all right, there's more to do. I'm sure you feel that same way doing the music and everything you're doing right now.
For real. Well, it's actually, music is everything to me. I always say that music is life. It is life.
Yeah,
So,
it's the soundtrack to life. I agree with that, man. I love listening to music. When I'm not working, tunes are always going. The tunes never stop. I love it. It's the soundtrack to life, and there's always the right song for the right mood. And I like to keep my playlist mixed up a little bit, a little hard rock, a little country, a little reggae. I like to keep it mixed up, keep it interesting.
Well, trust me. Whenever my album is done, I know you're gonna love it, because I have a country song on it, which is gonna be on it. I have a reggae on it, R&B. I have just about everything on that album.
Nice.
So,
Terrific.
But
really checking all the boxes.
Yeah, because, singing to different audiences for more than 15 years, then you just gotta adjust to the type of music that they like. So I'm no longer just a reggae music fan, or an old school, Motown fan. No, I gotta be everywhere. I appreciate all types of music, and so I'm really grateful for that opportunity, that to be singing. Yeah, I was even doing cruise ships for a while, and that was amazing too. Because when you can be on a stage, people don't know you at all, so they get to judge you for who you are, and they're not looking, oh, he's from Jamaica, so I wonder if he's like Shaggy or he's like Sean Paul. No, they judge you for who you are. And when I present myself and they give me all the credits, I really appreciate it, just like you did. You came to Jamaica. And,
I had mad love, man. I was feeling really good out there, and yourself, you helped me enjoy my time more. And of course, I feel cool talking to the dude with those type of vocals up there, really bringing it. So I felt cool being welcomed in and like showing some love to all y'all out there. So I know for me, because this podcast is a major hobby. Like I love it. It helps me feel full as an individual, and we can compare that to music. But until it's full time, like, which we're getting close, I still got to do a day job and pay my bills and still take care of stuff. Now, are you doing music full time right now, or do you still work a day job as well?
I don't have enough space for a day job, because my wife lives in Michigan. I am in Jamaica. I'm a single parent. I take care of my grandparents. Well, actually, my mom died. My mom was killed when I was 8 years old, and I was grown by her parents, my grandparents. So now they're old. My grandpa is blind. My grandma is not keeping the best of health. So I got to be there with them, showing appreciation. And so I'm not able to do a daytime job. So I do day gigs. I go back home. I make, prepare dinner and stuff. If I got a night gig, then I got to come back to work. Yeah, so it's just music for me. It's all music.
That's the hustle, man. I can appreciate that. I mean, you're in between gigs right now, like you were saying before we jumped onto this. You're strapped so thin with finishing up one gig, jumping on a podcast, and then you're going to go perform when we're done here. So that's kind of the hustle it takes, I feel like, to really make it in whatever it is you're trying to make it in, and you're going all in with the music, man. It's the way to do it.
And the promotion here and there,
It never stops. There's always work to be done, and there's going to be more to be had.
And thank goodness for that. And also, like, good job though being there for the fam. And like we appreciate when people can talk about real things on the show, because life is not always all peaches and cream. I know the listeners know this, but I had like a major opiate addiction for a very long time. It took me a long time to get off of it. Like I lied, stole, I was a thief, I was disingenuine to people I loved. Like, so I think it's good to talk about those things and just, give credit where credit's due, because a lot of people don't always, see the value in seeing things through with family. And
True.
I'd say that's important. And so I wanted to like kind of give you some credit and props there. I know it's not easy to go through those sort of things, but that's how you get solidified, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just putting in the hard work where it counts,
Every little bit counts. It's a long, cold, hard road, whatever it is. I mean, trying to raise a family, I'm single, no kids, so I don't have that aspect of it. I have a little bit more flexibility and freedom to focus my energy here, but I have nothing but respect for the hustle to support a family and still chase your dreams. It takes commitment.
Yeah, it does take a lot of commitment.
So what's your like, what are you projecting for your next year as far as making it in music? I know you talked about going into Latin America and having some things released. So I guess that's like the next big step. And then from there, like see what opportunities happen. Is that where you're at with it?
Well, I am expecting to be finished with my album by next year. And it's going to be, as I said, a mixture of everything. I got at least 4 Spanish songs on it. Cross the Ocean for Your Love. I got another one, which is actually in the making in Cuba right now. My label is called Hit Factory in Havana, Cuba. And the guy is working on my next track called Estoy Loca. And that's a big one. It's going to be, something you would expect from Akon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Then I got some tracks that I'm working on, like reggae and stuff. So I don't want to be putting out more than 5 songs for the rest of this year, just for my campaign, getting my name out there. And then next year I could drop the full album. So I do.
That's a good plan. Yeah, no, that's a good plan. You don't want to saturate the market too much with music out of the gate. So it's good to tease them, drop some good songs, and then hit them with that full record. They start to build that rapport. Like, man, I dig the tunes. They're ready for the full record.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about it is that, I was already making a name in Jamaica, because back a few years ago when we had a female prime minister, the leader for our country was a female, and she always gave me a contract to do this song, Simply the Best by Tina Turner. She loved me singing that song. And if you hear me sing that song, you wouldn't tell the difference between Tina Turner, and myself. And I'm like the best Rod Stewart impersonator that you could ever find. Well, I'm actually Stewart as well, so I am always appreciated when I do a Rod Stewart song. And a few of my songs are going to be coming off with that raspy voice as well. So yeah. I think I'm going to be received. Well, I have a voice that is easily liked or hated. I always tell myself that if you have a crowd that don't like a person with a raspy voice, they won't like me at all. But, if they do, well, I'm easily loved.
Well, you're always going to have the haters and the lovers for sure. And I mean, in anything you do, right? In the public light, anything creative is always subject to be judged, whether it's this podcast, your music, the next person's project. That's just I think that's the world we live in. And it's always good to have that kind of yin and yang. And hey, the haters are the motivators. Forget them. You got a great support group behind you.
Yeah. Talking about your support group, what's up with the band? How long have you been with your band with, like, because I know bands are hard to keep together. Like that's, 5-6 guys, you got to get scheduling together. Like how do y'all do that?
All right. There's a magic about reggae music that you can't find nowhere else, in no other genre of music. If you know 10 songs, it's in reggae, it's guaranteed you go on the stage, one person from that band knows the song. It's going to be as if you rehearsed it for a year before actually playing it on stage. That's just the magic about reggae music. And you can never find it anywhere. We never use sheet music. We never do nothing like that. You hear a song once, our musicians are just talented, so they hear a song once and you call up, they're like, oh my God, yes, I heard that song like a few weeks ago. And, the keyboard player will be like, okay, the progression is 1 4 5 and da 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 da. They chit chat for a few seconds, and then while playing, then he will be like, okay, go to 4, and then switch back to 4 5, and that's how they work it. They just make it happen. They just need to know the key that suits your voice best, and it goes down smooth like gravy.
There's definitely an essence to getting a lot of guys on the same page. There's a chemistry. There's like an ebb and flow that works. I played in a band for a while, and I can tell you it was challenging trying to, number one, get everyone organized to be able to practice, getting everyone organized to write the same music and get on the same page and getting the right, tune and getting on the right tempo. So it speaks volume to the talent that these guys can just get together, feel it, jam it, send it.
Yeah, for sure. But I do have to agree with, and sorry if I cut you off there, but there's something about Jamaican music and Jamaican women too. I'll just say that, like, and Jamaican dancing, like there's something about that it's like, it's everybody in the world wants a piece of that, and there is a lot of talent out there, man. It's pretty amazing and so beautiful. I know there's good and bad everywhere that we go on this planet. But I'm happy I got to see some of the beautiful side out there when I was there. It was so amazing.
There's a lot more to Jamaica that you need to see because being in the resort, you only get to see Jamaica from what the resorts show you, But I must say this because people always portray a bad picture of Jamaica, and it's sad because Jamaica is just another country, as you said, like everywhere else where, got the ups and downs and violence here and there. Nobody's going to ever see a tourist come to Jamaica and be like, okay, he's gonna, rob this person or whatever. They will try to sell you something, a piece of craft in that they handmade. They'll try to sell you clothes.
I bought one. I'm still wearing it.
Okay. I remember. Yeah, so that's what they do. They'll try to make a buck or two from you because yes, the exchange rate is like a US dollar is 150 Jamaican dollar. So we do value your money. So they'll try to sell you something for your money, or they'll, like everywhere you go, you'll have a person, hey, can I have $1? That's all you get from Jamaicans. They'll never try to hurt you. Well, it's not really something that you'll expect to happen. You can walk through the hoods, all the ghettos. People will like, hey, if it's a white girl, they'll be like, hey, Whitey. That's all. Yeah, that's just it. But Jamaican people, we're cool people. We're cool people, and we do appreciate tourists because in Jamaica, that's one of the main source of income, for our country. Tourism is one of the things.
And then like for exports, it's like coffee, sugar.
Yeah.
What else was it? And rum, of course, the rum.
Rum, yes, and stuff like
Red Stripe.
We have yams as well, and ground products like we got some products like potato, some underground bearing food that we export as well. Yeah, and our music. Last but not least, our music.
Oh, the intellectual property out of Jamaica is enormous.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a lot of things out of Jamaica are great. Red Stripe's delicious, right? Talked about all the great things, and it's good to get that inside look at a country I wasn't real familiar with. I didn't even know. I was talking about this when Art was down there and we did the podcast, that the way your time zones work is kind of interesting because you're east of Florida. However, you're an hour behind them, being that you don't recognize daylight savings time, and that was kind of hard for me to grasp my mind around at first. But I dig that. I don't. We're not going to be honoring daylight savings time, so it's not going to matter anyway.
Yeah, that's where the Jamaica no problem comes in. No problem.
For sure. One that I've brought back because I do like this one a lot, but I only say it when I really mean it. Like I just don't throw it around, but it's the respect. You've just put one up like that, say respect. And I like that one because it has meaning. You're over your heart, and to respect somebody is to like look at somebody like an equal. So I feel like there's like a very strong meaning behind that gesture with the word usage, and it's good vibes. It's really good vibes out there, man. I just feel like honored to have experienced that, and I got to get back to the island and get like an Airbnb and really go check it out instead of just being on the resort.
Yeah, why don't we commit for next year? Let's get down there. Let's take Discussion Combustion to Jamaica. Let's do a podcast live action from the island. I'm in.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Well,
you'll have to. We'll get a recommendation from you. Okay, sorry, you go.
yeah, you'll get that word a lot, respect, because, respect really has a lot of, power behind it, because even in a relationship, you can have someone that you love, or you think you love, but without respect, it's really going nowhere, because you love a person, you hurt the person, and things happen. But when you have that full respect for a person, you're going to be thinking about how the person is going to be feeling before you actually do something. So yeah, it does have a lot of weight to it. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It does, man. Respect, especially in the relationship aspect of it. I mean, love and respect is two fundamentals to a relationship, and that can be with your family, your friends, your significant other, you're married, whatever. If you don't have that respect, what do you have? I mean, that's the kind of the foundation to building the trust and the love and the honesty, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I like the real talk and stuff like that, because it's easy to get kind of caught up in life. Like, there's so many spider webs. Like, maybe, this girl is talking trash or being dramatic over here, or even like my friends are being dramatic or something, or people at work are like being silly about stuff. So it's good to like have those reminders where you kind of dial it back and be like, that's all noise. Like, sure, that happened, you can acknowledge it, but you really just keep moving forward.
That's it. Got to ignore some of the distractions.
Yeah, for real.
So how far you got to go to your next gig? Are you like already close, or like what are you looking like?
I'm actually on the property. I'm at the Rio right now, Rio Montego Bay, and this is the Rio Palace you're looking at right behind me right there.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Okay.
I got my suitcase in the back of the car with my clothes, so I'm just gonna, go change when I'm done with this interview, and be on stage in like half an hour after. Yeah,
That's
awesome.
terrific, man. No, like I said earlier, that's getting it. You're in your car at the venue doing a podcast with us. I don't know how much more committed it gets than that.
well,
Yeah,
trust
for
me,
sure.
You want something, you just got to work for it. Yeah,
That's it.
And
we appreciate you catching this time, man. Oh, go ahead.
When I leave here tonight, I'm still gonna be reaching out to people, trying to promote. Last night I was on the phone talking to. He's actually one of my good friends, my classmate, and he did this song with Shaggy and Carol G, and it went. It sold gold, and the song is "Tu Pum Pum," and that's crossover.
I've heard
Latin
that one.
and okay, yeah, it's a hit. The guy is actually called Sequence, and we grew together. We share the same last name, Stewart, and he's an amazing guy. He's so busy, and still, I reached out to him and he replied, and he's gonna be actually helping me to get some plugins and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's what I do in the nights when I leave work. Even though I get home at midnight, I'm still out there, trying to get some plugins with different people all across the world just to be promoting. Because, when you have good music and you're confident that it's good, you don't sit down and, just let it stay there. You want it to be out there, Yeah.
So true, man. No, I couldn't agree with that statement anymore. I mean, we spend so much time here when we're not on the mics and not on the cameras, promoting this podcast and networking to grow it, to get it as many ears and eyes as possible. And that's what it takes. It takes the late nights. It takes the sacrifices. It takes the sleep loss. My liver's taking a lot of abuse because I like to drink a lot of beer when I'm being productive. So it's all those things combined to get that, the ultimate goal is to control time and money and ultimately be happy, selling your product and playing your music. And I love it, man. I absolutely have nothing but love and respect for what you do and the hustle out there. I get it.
Yeah, for real. The hard work will pay off eventually,
Well, we're going to be plugging your music and everything you do on our episode. Honestly, Colorado got your back, man. Cause we're Denver's podcast. And I just got a lot of love for what you do. So definitely had to share the love and get you on here. And we really appreciate, cause I know you're moving and you're making time to talk with us. So we really appreciate you taking some time, man.
The pleasure's all mine. Trust me, as I said, it's my first interview, and you've got that under your belt to say, "Hey, I interviewed this artist first."
Yeah, that's another thing to add to the trophy case for sure, that we got to interview you before you became a household name. Any plans to come to the States and do any performing here? Come on out to Colorado and hang out.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm, planning to be all over the world, and this is
Yes.
definitely going to be one of my main places to be because, yeah, it's like
Oh,
foundation.
we're gonna party. We're gonna party with you when you come to Colorado for sure.
Yeah, we'll
And
throw
that's
down.
happening. Real quick though, where can everybody find your stuff? What are all your handles and everything?
And we'll also include that in the show notes down
Yeah.
below. So if people are viewing on YouTube or listening, just scroll down. We'll have it all there. But just real quick, where can they go find you?
Well, as I said, I'm everywhere excepting on Audio Mac. And the name I'm using is the same, Antonio Jhonyel. Jhonyel is spelled Jhonyel. And I'm just promoting the first single off the album right now, which is the Cross
Okay.
the Ocean You Love. And so in a few weeks, I'll be putting up the other one, which is called Estoy Loca. And it's gonna be amazing. When people listen to the Cross the Ocean, they'll appreciate it. And the next song, is gonna be like balancing a scale. Yeah, it's gonna be just as good.
That's
with
gonna be
more
awesome.
Spanish.
And here for all the watchers, this is a bit of promotion for across the
Across the Ocean
for your love. Yes, sorry.
Yep.
And so definitely check that out. Antonio Jhonyel, man, what a pleasure talking with you. You're so talented, and I can't wait till we talk again because a lot of big things are going to happen. We can already tell, and you're in our wheelhouse now. I know you like to say that, Kev.
Yeah, feeling that success energy. It's always fun to chat with very talented people, and I'm definitely going to be bumping your music, promoting it, trying to get as many ears as we can around it. That's what we like to try to do, right? When we talk to good people that have good energy like you, that are working hard, deserve to get in front of people, man, we'll do whatever we can to help.
Thank you very much. Before we go though, I gotta definitely thank you guys for having me. Thank you so very much. As I said, it's my first interview, and it's flowing so free. I thought I was gonna be nervous, but it's just like talking to family, Yeah, so thank you guys very much. I must give a shout out to all the bands that I work with in Jamaica, the Exodus band, the Rimshot Reggae band, all the bands that I work with. I'm not gonna be be able to say them off the top of my head right now. Yeah, but just giving a shout to all the bands that I work with, and all my co-workers, which are being them. When I started promoting this song, I was a security guard for 11 years, and I went to this establishment to leave like a poster with a guy, and he's like, "Come, give it to me. I've been waiting for this for like 2 weeks now." And I'm like, "Oh my God." Tears came flowing down. I'm like, people are really this dedicated to me already, so there's always a good team when something is good and people literally believe in you. So I just want to give a shout out to all my real fans out there. And yeah, once again, thank you guys for having me, and we'll definitely be keeping in touch. All right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you betcha. Yeah, thanks again for taking some time out of your busy schedule to sit with us, man. We really appreciate giving our listeners some great content and some new music for them to listen to, and us as well. So yeah, once again, go crush it tonight, man. Appreciate you giving some time with us.
Absolutely.
All right,
Have a great night.
All right, take care, you guys.